Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be going over the 179-page lawsuit that Justin Baldoni has filed against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds for $400 million. Now this is 179 pages. We're going to be looking at emails, text messages, claims, etc. We're going to be breaking down the most important parts of this lawsuit. This is going to be a couple of parts, just forewarning. I can't make a video for 179 pages in one sitting, so we are going to break this into several videos. When I get all of the videos done, I will then put them all together and upload a new video with all the parts together. So they're going to be separate parts uploaded and then one huge upload at the very end, probably in the next week or so, because it's going to take me a little bit to get through it. But today is going to be the first part of that lawsuit. We're going to look at some texts and things between Blake and Justin and discuss it together. I'd love to know what you think, so leave those comments in the comment section so we can discuss down there. But make sure to subscribe button so you don't miss any of these updates, any of these parts. And also, I have the lawsuit link over on my Instagram story. If you've seen this a little bit later, it should be in my highlights. My Instagram is linked in the description, so you can head over there to see this lawsuit for yourself. All right, I think that's all the logistics. Let's get into it. Okay, like I said, this is going to take me a while to get through, so just bear with me. This is part 1 out of probably like 10. So it's going to take me a week or two, so hit the subscribe button so you don't miss it. This is a email between Colleen Hoover and Justin Baldoni. I'm going to read the little section in the lawsuit before this email, and then we're going to look at the email and see exactly what it says. So it says, regarding this email, when it ends with us, author Colleen Hoover watched 5 Feet Apart in theaters, she told Baldoni, "You are the right person to make this movie," referring to It Ends With Us. Baldoni's earlier emails to Hoover demonstrate his commitment to doing so in the manner he envisioned would be most impactful. In fact, it was Hoover who suggested Baldoni portray Riley. So this is an email between Justin Baldoni and Colleen Hoover back in February 1st of 2019, so a long time ago. So this is when they were discussing who is going to be the director of this movie, and Justin wanted a part in that. And so he said, "Hello, Colleen. Whoa, it's such a pleasure to meet you, and thank you for being open to having me potentially option your book. Some quick backstory. My purpose and intention in this insane business are simple. Create impact by making content that helps us remember our shared humanity, content that asks us to be better, to make the hard choices in the moment, and one day on our deathbeds, we will be grateful for it. It's been a tough road, but an incredible one, as our industry doesn't often reward those of us trying to change culture. Likely it's the message of those that watch the content that are the reward and the lives we have affected. I've always believed in financial reward will come, but it's not primarily motivated." I think what they're trying to get out with this email is that his purpose in this book was not for money, was not for fame, but was for the impact this book would make on others. And I think that's what they're trying to get at with this email. So it goes on to say, "As Joanna may have told you, I am building and got funding for a company whose mission is to tell high-end, meaningful stories, and just finished my first film with my second set up at WB, the people that dropped him, going this fall based on this short doc I directed 7 years ago," which is a link to what he's directing now. Also, if you'd like to see an early screening of 5 Feet Apart, I'm sure I could make that happen as well. Where are you based? Talking about the movie he's currently working on, and wanted her to be able to see the movie so that she could decide whether he was the right person to direct It Ends With Us or not. Just wanted to say of the reviews I read for your book, this one stood out to me, and it makes me excited to potentially work with you. Your fans love you. What a gift you have. And then it has a quote from a review, and it says, "Yes, please send over an ebook, but I also just purchased it on paperback as I like supporting authors." So this is still to Colleen Hoover, but this was on April 11th, 2019, I think after he had read the book. It says, "I'm finally coming up for air from the release of the film, but still shooting Jane the Virgin, one of my favorite TV shows, for another 2 weeks. By the way, were you able to see it? Would love to know your thoughts. We actually started filming the final episode today. Crazy, so grateful. So I haven't been able to get It Ends With Us off my mind. It's such an important story, so romantic and beautiful and tragic and hopeful. I always say that both in art and life, what your book is, joy and pain, love and sorrow. You did such a beautiful job of covering incredibly difficult subject matter and playing it out in a realistic, unforgettable way. But what I love the most is the opportunity to let so many women feel seen, on the screen via this particular story. I can't even imagine how many women there are who are stuck in a relationship like this, and via this story could find the strength to create a better life for themselves and for their children. There are so many opportunities to partner with organizations to create impact with a story like this. I love that you held nothing back from the pain of Lily and Riley's past. I love that you really are no bad guys and that we are the sons of our experiences and trauma. I love the opportunity for narration and the stunning and gorgeous impact of the title payoff at the end. These are the kind of stories that change and save lives, and I believe this story can continue to have a huge impact on the world. So, if you will have me obtain it from you. On a separate note, this screenplay for 5 Feet Apart was adapted into a novel and has been a New York Times bestseller list since before the releasing of the movie last month. I know you have your charity, and I would be happy to donate some signed copies for the bookworm box. Let me know what you think. Much love, Justin. We may only get through emails between Justin and Colleen in this first part. We'll have to see, because there's 2 more emails that I want to take a look at in this lawsuit that I'm pulled up right here. But this one particularly because it is from Colleen to Justin Baldoni. Okay, and this is on April 11th as well. Justin's was sent at 5:00 p.m. and hers was sent at 6:43 p.m. So about an hour and 45 minutes later, she wrote this to Justin saying, "Thank you so much for the email. I wasn't expecting you to read it so quickly. First off, I want to note that Colleen Hoover and Blake Lively are very good friends, and they had been good friends even before this movie started, so just keep that in mind as we're going over this. I would love to talk with you more about the project. You get the book, and that's the most important thing to me. My big fear is that I'll obtain it to someone who thinks it's a hot romance and they'll take it in the absolute wrong direction. I also want to note that it is alleged that Blake Lively never even read the book and played Lily Bloom in the movie when Justin did fully love and invest in this book before he agreed to even make the movie. But allegedly, Blake Lively had to even Google what color Lily Bloom's hair was because she never read the book. All right, let's continue reading. It says, I've sold several film options and I realize not all of them get made, and I'm okay with that. One of the film options was not a great experience. The producers started a fundraising campaign for the film without my knowledge or permission beforehand and ended up taking over $100,000 from my readers. The film was never made. My option was never paid, and I ended up pulling the plug on the project, and the producers never refunded readers their money. I felt terrible that my readers were the ones punished, so I mailed out $15,000 worth of fee products to those who donated to the campaign. I want to be positive that coward sourcing is not something that will be done when it comes to this film. It's important to me that a funding plan is in place that won't affect the supporters of this book. I wonder if this email is not going to, now that it's released in a lawsuit, get whoever this person was in trouble, because I'm pretty sure that is illegal to take that amount of money from people that have donated. I could be wrong, but I wonder if this is going to get some people in trouble on that end. Now, it doesn't say names, but I'm sure they can figure it out because Colleen obviously knows. To say, while that experience wasn't a positive one, I had a wonderful experience working with a producer on Confess. It was a 7-episode series that was picked up. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that Confess had a series. I'm going to have to go watch it. But unfortunately, right before it was released, Go90 declared that it was shutting down. Oh, never mind. That's why I didn't know. Never mind. Because of that, Confess released on an defunct platform just a week before they were scheduled to shut down. Likely my readers got to watch it, so not all was lost. The overall experience was so much fun and very surreal. I didn't really have a lot of involvement beyond reading the script and getting the dailies. I just handed it over to let them do their thing because I was impersonated in another project at the time. It Ends With Us is important to me, though. I would love more involvement on this film. It's actually been working on a script for it already, along with a producer friend of mine who lives in LA. Her name is Blank. And she was a very dear friend of mine and is a huge fan and supporter of this book. We sat down for a week and outlined it last month, but I had to put a pause on it because I'm on deadline for this book I'm writing. We plan on picking it up in 2 weeks and diving into it. Even though I'm the author, I believe I've been able to separate myself enough from the format of the book to know what would make the best setup for the film. While I do want to please the readers who have read the book, I understand the need to make the film that will equally touch those who haven't read the book. I didn't read the book, I'll be honest. Are you based out of Los Angeles? Maybe we can meet and have a chat out of our vision for the film to make sure we are on the same page. I'm based out of Texas, but I am in LA a lot. Other than ensuring my readers won't be asked to donate to the funding of the film and hoping to have more involvement in the process when it comes to the script and production, I don't really have any other requests. I realize your experience with filming far outweighs mine, and based on the magnificent adaptation you did have 5 Feet Apart, I'm confident you could do this book justice and that our vision will align. I watched the film 2 nights ago and immediately started the book yesterday. Sometimes I like to do it backwards. I think you did a wonderful job, and even though I'm not finished with the book yet, I feel like the essence of it was captured beautifully through filming. I wrote a book where one of the characters suffered, and then hold on just a second, from CF, so I've done a lot of research on the subject and thought Rachel and you did such an amazing portrayal of what carriers of CF go through. In fact, our very first donation through Bookworm Box was to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. We donated in honor of a child of one of our readers. His name is Blank, and he's just an incredibly inspiring kid. Check out his video. And if I can find this video, I'll actually put it right here. If I can't, then we'll just keep going on.
Hello, Colleen Hoover and the Bookworm Box supporters. I'd like to thank all of you, and especially Colleen Hoover, for supporting the Bookworm Boxes and raising $11,520.69. And that's amazing. Our goal was 10,000, and we creamed that, and it's awesome. I just want to thank you for your generosity and how happy we are that's happened.
It's actually funny that you emailed me when you did. When the email came through in my phone, I was on the website browsing Wayfair. Loved the Me Too chat. Okay, that's enough rambling. I really do appreciate the email and appreciate you taking a chance on reading the book. My readers are so ready to support this book, and it has meant so much to many of them. So naturally, I want them to be happy. I want to bring them an adaptation that they'll be proud of. Sorry, I didn't realize I was in front of the thing. Did you happen to read the author's note at the end of the novel? It's quick read if you don't get the chance to read it. My mother inspired this book, so maybe that's why I've had a hesitant to sell the rights to it in the past. I feel good about this, though. I feel good about you. I've seen your past work, your passion, and your love for humanity, and honestly, I feel there's no one better for the project. Before I direct you to my agent, I just want to get your thoughts on the above. Thank you so much, Justin. I hope you and your family are able to get some vacation time in. No, I didn't know this, but apparently that one of the agreements was that Wayfair and Baldoni had made with them that was a deal breaker on making the video was a requirement that 1% of filming proceeds be donated in support of survivors of domestic abuse. The 1% was ultimately earmarked for the organization No More, with which Baldoni has sought to partner with in early as September of 2022. I think that's all I'm going to cover for this part, only because the next part gets into the messages between Blake and Justin, which I don't feel align with the emails and the relationship between Justin and Colleen Hoover. So stay tuned for part 2. That is going to start getting into the text messages are actually between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. So make sure to subscribe button so you don't miss it. Hopefully it'll be out either tonight or possibly tomorrow. Again, this is going to be multiple parts, and then I'll stick them all in one, probably like 3-hour video at the end when we get all of them done. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it, and let me know what you thought in the comments. Let me know if you're still on Team Justin, if you're on Team Blake, or if you're still on Team I Need More Information. Until next time, love you. Bye!